Welcome to episode 4 of this tactics test video. Today we are testing what we call the upside down taxi. We're going to look at the tactic and the player instructions and the results. But first of all, let's run that intro. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 4 of this tactics test series. I do hope you're enjoying it so far. If you have downloaded any of the previous tactics, or if you decide to download this one, you'll find a link in the description first of all. But please do let me know how you're getting on, what team you're using, what success you've had. If you've been sacked, as we can see with Spurs in 2 of the previous 3, we tend to get sacked, which is not great, certainly. But please do let me know how you're getting on if you've tried any of them. What we're going to do is, first of all, is a quick bit of housekeeping. As you may or may not already know, if you've watched any of the other videos, we're testing this with 4 teams. We're testing with Nice in France, Tottenham Hotspur in England, Lazio in Italy, and Wolfsburg in Germany. Again, the reason being, as well as having their own domestic league and cup competitions, Nice have no European football, Spurs have Europa Conference, Lazio have Europa League, and Wolfsburg have Champions League football to contend with as well. So let's get a look at the tactic, at the player instructions and the team instructions first, and then we'll get a look at the results. So first up, we're going to have a look at the tactic itself, look at the different player instructions and the team instructions, and then we will look at the tests, the results, the scores, and everything that goes with it. So first of all, we have what I would call a 4-1-3-2. You might call it a 4-4-2, whichever you prefer. It's up to you. We call it the upside down taxi. Again, it's a set play name, or what's the word? A trick play that they use in the Ted Lasso series. So we've just lifted that out and named all our tactics after those. So in goal, first of all, we have a sweeper keeper on defend duty, no additional tactics. On our 2 fullback positions, we have wing backs in support. The additional duties there is aim for the target forward, sit narrower. We want to create a narrow defence. In centre back, we have 2 ball playing defenders on defend duty, no additional targets. And then sitting just in front of them, we have a defensive midfielder on support duty. Only additional instruction here is to hold his position. We move into centre midfield. First of all, we have a central midfielder on attack duty. The only additional instruction here is to move into the channels. We want him pushing forward, providing the front 2 with support and trying to create some chances as well. To the right of centre midfield, we have a Carolero. The only additional instruction here is to run wider. So he's going to run wider, create little pockets of space for our fullbacks to come forward, drag midfielders and defenders with them, and hopefully open up little spaces where we can then exploit positions. And certainly our deep line forward will hopefully look to drop into them as well. On the left side of the 3-man midfield, we have a Mezzala with a few more additional instructions. It does come with a support duty, so there are some instructions here already. We have included to take more risks, dribble more, shoot less often, tackle harder, mark tighter. So there is a little bit of defensive responsibility and attacking responsibility as well. Up front, we have the front 2. We have a deep line forward. He is on attack duty. Default instructions are to hold up the ball, take more risks, move in the channel. We've also added to roam from position. So we want him to drop into those little pockets created. Look to play in certainly our attacking midfielders as well as our attacking forward as well. And up front, as mentioned, we have an attacking midfielder on attack duty, and he is instructed to take more risks, shoot more often, tackle harder, and mark tighter. Pretty much standard kind of instructions for a striker, really. So that is our player instructions. We're going to have a little look at our team instructions here. We have a positive mentality. In possession, very, very minimalistic instructions, really. Our attacking width is just standard, fairly wide, not too much. We have no approach play instructions other than shorter passing and higher tempo. In the final third, we want low crosses, no specific direction on the crosses or instructions, and no additional instructions in terms of dribbling and creativity. In transition, we want to counter press, we want to counter attack, and our goalkeeper will distribute the ball by throwing it out. We haven't specifically said centre backs and full backs because we do have a defensive midfielder that we want to engage there as well. from goalkeeper to defensive midfielder, we might actually be able to bypass the defence and create some quick counter-attacking movements. Out of possession, again, limited number of instructions. We want a higher line of engagement, standard line of defence, force the outside wide, force the opposition wide. We have our fullbacks, our centre backs, and defensive midfielder pretty much holding their position, and we want to trigger press more often. Not too much, just more often. We don't need to run the guys into the ground. So that is it for the player instructions and the team instructions as well. Let's have a look and see how we get on with our first team, which will be Nice in France. So we look first of all at Nice, and as you can see, we've done pretty well in the league. We finished in 3rd place. We have noticed here that we have 10 draws in the league, which is not great. I mean, certainly some of these games we probably should have won. Of course, this is a simulated season. We haven't played all of these games, but looking at that, if we were playing these games, I feel like we could have made little tactical tweaks and changes, personnel changes. Most of those draws we probably could have turned in, or some of those draws at least we could have turned into wins. I'm looking at games against Lorient, against Lyon, against Rennes, against Nantes, and against probably Bordeaux. I feel like 2 or 3 of those games we probably should have got a win out of, so we might have had a couple of extra points at the end of the season, which would have pushed us into 2nd place hopefully as well. Bearing in mind there is a point deduction on there as well, so we would have needed to turn 2 of those draws into wins, which I think we could have done. In the Coupe de France, we finished in the 10th round. We were knocked out. Not a great barometer of success, because we entered the competition in the 9th round. So we won 1 game, and we were beat down by Sochaux as well. Just having a quick check there and see Sochaux are actually a league below us. So bit of a, I don't know if you want to call it a giant killing. Maybe that's a little dramatic, but certainly a very, very poor result and a poor representation in the Coupe de France. Having a look at the players themselves, as we can see here, Justin Kluivert has finished with 23 goals overall. He got 21 of those goals in the league. Andy Delors scoring 20 goals in the league as well. And then contributions from most of the team throughout. Again, not outstanding contributions, but you know, Boadoué with 8 goals, Rosario with 7, Lamina with 6, and Todibo with 4. Quite a number of assists for Kelvin Stengs. He's finished with 17 assists. And as we can see, Delors, Rosario, Kluivert, and Mavic coming in with 5, 6, and 8 respectively. And of course, Andy Delors was our best player of the season, narrowly pipping Kelvin Stengs by a little over 0.1 points as well. And just a very quick look at the league itself, and as we can see here, Kluivert and Delors finishing in 3rd and 4th top goal scorer in the top goal scorer charts, and Delors and Stengs coming in the top 4 of the highest average ratings. And as we see there, Kelvin Stengs 17 assists overall, 15 in the league, puts him 2nd place behind Neymar. So not a bad season overall. We've qualified for the Champions League, and that's kind of the main thing. We are predicted to finish in 6th place at the start of the league. So to finish in 3rd, 3 points off 2nd place, I feel is a very respectable accomplishment. So we're delighted with that. So we'll jump over to North London. Let's have a little look at Tottenham Hotspur. And you know, you couldn't write it. You know, we've created 4 tactics so far. We have, in one of those, we've won a Europa Conference League and an FA Cup, and finished in 4th place in the league, qualifying for the Champions League. In the other 3 tactics now, we have been sacked before Christmas, which again, not a great barometer of how the tactic works, certainly in the Premier League. Spurs, of course, have that little bit of a harder competition in that they have Europe to contend with as well. It is Europa Conference League. It's not a high standard of football. But we'll have a little look at the stats here. As we can see, Harry Kane, 2nd top goal scorer in the league. And having a quick glance and a quick scan through, that's pretty much all really that anybody's in the Spurs team have contributed here. As we can see from the season's progress, we were in 10th place. We beat Newcastle 3-2. We lost 2-1 to Everton. The straw that broke the camel's back was the 4-1 defeat at home to Aston Villa. That happened on the 1st of December. That's the date we were sacked on. and sadly that is where this journey has ended for us. Just a little side note, you may notice this custom Tottenham Hotspur logo. You can download those from the link in the description. By the time this video comes out, there should be a full set of Premier League, Championship, League One and League Two, all for the English divisions. It is a set we've created ourselves, as you can see here: Newcastle, Arsenal, Wolves, Man City and Chelsea as well. So we do have quite a lot of them available. You'll find them in the link in the description below. Let's jump over to Italy and let's see how we get on with Lazio. So with Lazio, we've done a little bit better than we did with Spurs. We're completely ignoring this friendly competition because, you know, who cares? It's a pre-season, get over it. Looking at the Europa League, first of all, we got to the quarter-final where we were beat by Monaco. Certainly not a result to be disappointed by. Monaco, obviously a very hard team. Feel like we probably could have done a little bit better than quarter-final. I feel like we could have got to probably a semi-final at least. In the Coppa Italia, we did finish in the semi-final there, where we lost to Juventus. Maybe a little bit of a disappointing result because Juventus have finished below us in the league, and below us by 10 points. But in the Serie A league, we have finished in 4th place. So we have beaten our target of 6th place by 2 positions. We've qualified for the Champions League. And again, it's only by 3 points we could have finished in... certainly in 2nd place. I feel like if we, I mean, there's a goal difference there between ourselves and AC Milan in 2nd of 1 goal. So if we had have won 2 more games, if we had have won 1 more game by 2 goals, a 2-0 or a 3-1 or something like that, we would have finished in 2nd place. As we can see, Atalanta there winning the league. Absolutely delighted for Atalanta. I'm a big fan of theirs. But looking at the results here, we've lost 8 games this season. We've drawn 7. We could have turned some of those into wins maybe. We've lost to Inter Milan, AC Milan, but looking at Hellas Verona, Torino, Empoli, even Sampdoria, I feel like we probably should have won at least one of those games, and that would have put us into 2nd place. Even at that, if we had won 2 of those games, looking at the points now, 2 of those games would have given us 82 points, and we would have ended up with a league title. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. If we were playing the game instead of simulating it, maybe we could have accomplished that with little tweaks during some of those games as well. So let's get a quick look at the stats here. As we can see, Ciro Immobile finishing top goal scorer, 35 goals, another incredible return. Ciro Immobile is one of those players this year that is he's just incredible. And if you have an opportunity to sign him, even though he is 31, 32 years of age, you got to sign him because the man scores goals. He knows how to do it. He's been around the block. As you can see here, Ciro Immobile has finished in 2nd place to Paulo Dybala for player of the season. They have finished on the same points scored. I'm not sure what the difference maker is there to put Dybala top of the league, but we're delighted for Immobile. He's joint top best player of the year, so that's fine. And as we can see, Luis Alberto contributing with 13 assists, Immobile with 9 player of the match awards, Dybala with 11, which may be the final point score for him, and Andre Anderson covering most distance here as well. Let's get a little look at the player stats themselves. As we can see, obviously Ciro Immobile scoring the most goals. He scored 47 goals in 47 games, so literally a goal a game this season, with an average rating of 7.63, as we know. Pedro has contributed with 21 goals. Luis Alberto has contributed 13 goals. Milinkovic-Savic with 10. Basic has even contributed with 9. Zaccagni with 6. Felipe Anderson with 6. And even Acerbi has contributed with 4 goals. From the assists, as we can see, Luis Alberto has finished top of the assist charts, and Toma Basic has come in with 13 assists. And Marasic, even from right back, contributing 9, and Lazari contributing with 9 as well. So that is it for Lazio. Let's jump over to Germany. Let's have a look at Wolfsburg and see how they get on with the Champions League competition as well. So it's been a pretty good campaign for Wolfsburg. As we can see, first of all here, the DFB Pokal, we get knocked out in the 3rd round by Borussia Dortmund. We enter in the 2nd round, so we've only really won 2 games there. We lost 3-0 to Dortmund. I think that's kind of to be expected. Looking at the league table, only Dortmund and Bayern have finished above us. We finished in 3rd place in the league there, so we're absolutely delighted with that. We are quite a few points off. We're 10 points off Dortmund there, who are what's that, 17 points below Bayern Munich. So the two of them, as you would expect, are kind of running away with the league title quite a bit. We have beat RB Leipzig by 1 point to third place, but we still qualified for Champions League football, and that's kind of the main aim for this. In the Champions League, we have got knocked out in the first knockout round by Man City. So not great progress. Not great progress there, but that's okay. We got through the groups, and that's how we would like to do. We didn't really expect to go very far in the Champions League, so that's fine. Let's get a look at the league statistics very quickly, and we see Lucas Nemecha coming in joint third goal scorer with 22 goals, along with Sarah and Burkhardt as well. 22 goals, great return. And as we can see here, Arnold coming in top assists with 16, and Lucas Nemecha coming in with 9 man of the match awards as well, so third best player in terms of man of the match. And as we can see down the bottom here, Kevin Babu has contributed with the 5th most dribbles per 90 minutes. So great, pretty good stats all round. Again, not world beating, not absolutely mind blowing, but pretty good to see us finish in third place. Let's get a look at the players and see how it turned out. So as we know, Lucas Nemecha has actually scored 28 goals in all competitions across 43 games. Max Cruz contributed with 17. Maximilian Arnold contributing with 13. And Vrancic, again, apologies, contributing with 8. And Maximilian Phil contributing with 6. And Jonas Vind contributing with 6 as well. Assists, as we know, we already have Arnold contributing the most. He has 19 in all competitions. Nemecha contributing 10 as well. And Babu and Baku actually contributing 8 assists each. And our player of the season was Maximilian Arnold. Lucas Nemecha coming in second place, just 0.3 points behind him, and with Lacroix coming in third. So that is it for Wolfsburg. It's been pretty good. We finished third in the league. Maybe would be a realistic target, I think. They are predicted to finish 6th at the start of the season, so I think third is a realistic, achievable target. Certainly a position where if we were continuing on in this season 2, we can certainly look to strengthen the team. We've got the lure of Champions League football. We can certainly sign some better players and maybe turn one of these guys into something of a Ciro Immobile. That is it for this tactic. I do hope you've enjoyed it. Again, you can download the link for this tactic in the description below. If you do, please do let me know how you're getting on, what success you've had, if you're managing Spurs and you've been sacked before Christmas, as it seems to be the running theme of this tactic test series. We'd love to hear all your feedback. As always, please do click the subscribe button. You'll be notified when new videos come out, as well as our new videos for our Ted Lasso series as well, called Life After Lasso, where we take AFC Richmond to the Premier League for 3 years. That based on the TV shows due to the last 3 years. So thank you very much for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed it. Please follow along with the series. We would love to hear your feedback, as we mentioned, and like, share, subscribe, all the rest. Please do, and we hope to see you in the next one. Thank you very much, and take care. Hi guys, thanks for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please do hit that subscribe button. It helps us to bring you more videos like this in the future. In the meantime, you can watch one of these recommended videos, and we will see you in the next one. Thanks again, and take care.